Hello, everybody. I think we can start now. It is already 6 p.m. Central European Time. We have 24 people and it's increasing. Today, the topic of the webinar is tips for the applicants of Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degrees. I am Emrah Karakaya. I am the Vice President of Erasmus Mundus Association. So here is the index of today. So I think we'll have around 1 hour. In the first session, I will just give some information about, general information about Erasmus Mundus, Erasmus Mundus Association, and also my personal Erasmus Mundus experience. And then in the second part, I will just try to explain how you can apply for Erasmus Mundus programs, where you can find the information and so on. And in the last part, we will have some time for questions and answers. So now I see we are 28 people. Hola, Walter. So let's start with the first session, first part of the presentation. It is the general information about Erasmus Mundus and EMA and my personal experience. So as you know, there are lots of, everybody can hear me, right? Again, I want to be sure that you listen what I say. Okay, perfect. So the first thing perfect. I am back here now. Yes, there's a problem with the connection. Do you hear me now? Yes, I just turned off my camera so that we can have a better connection. It was the tip from the Adobe. So you don't see me now, but you will just hear my voice. And I think you don't have to see me all the time. So again, I just go back to the index. So now I will start talking about the Erasmus Mundus itself. So it's the first part of the presentation. So when we talk about Erasmus Mundus, it is a more than 10 years old program. It is designed by European Commission, and it is already working since 2000, I guess, 5 and 6. And when you talk about Erasmus Mundus, actually there are different Erasmus Mundus programs that you can see. One of them is Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degrees, what we call them as acronym EMJMD. And we have Erasmus Mundus Joint Doctorates, and also we have Erasmus Mundus Partnerships. In the old term, it was Action 2. So today, the topic is more about Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degrees. So it is just the one small part of the bigger Erasmus Mundus program. As I said, Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degrees are funded by European Commission. And each Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree is developed and delivered by a consortium. And the good part and the most interesting part, in my opinion, is that when you study Erasmus Mundus Joint Doctorate, Joint Master, which is usually 2 years, not always 2 years, sometimes shorter, you have to have at least a study period, at least in 2 different program countries. These program countries are usually European Union countries. And in the end, when you finish your joint degree, either you get a joint degree from the program, or sometimes you get multiple degrees, depending on the countries. Because in some countries, it is not possible to get a joint degree. Instead, they give you multiple degrees. For example, if you do a joint master degree in Spain and Italy and Germany, you can get 3 degrees in the end, each from each country, like 1 degree from Spain, 1 degree from Germany, and 1 degree from Italy. And of course, one of the most interesting part of these scholarships for students, you get scholarships if you're non-European. These scholarships are about €1,000 per month, but it is not so easy to get this scholarship. In 2013, the acceptation rate was 5%. It is actually quite tough to get. If you think about other universities, other programs, or other universities worldwide in North America, many well-known universities, they don't have such a tough acceptation rate. They have like 10%, 8%, and so on. And so far, we have more than 200 Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees have been developed in European Union countries, but not all of them are running. We will go through them later. So if you have questions, you can wait until the end, because I think some of the questions you may ask, I will answer through my presentation. But if there are still some questions left, we will have almost half an hour in the end of this presentation for just questions and answer. You can just write question in the end, not now, and then I can try to give my answers. And the good part about this Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees, this is a new acronym. That is why I have some difficulty to say them. You can find all the information in the internet. I just give a link there. I can also copy paste this link in the end, so you can have it as well. So, okay, what is Emrah? Because you have seen that I am the vice president of Emrah, so-called Erasmus Mundus Student and Alumni Association. We also have a website. You see the website in the slide. It was founded just a couple of years after the Erasmus Mundus program was established, and it is fully funded by European Commission right now. Since 2004, already 15,000 students have benefited from Erasmus Mundus program, both joint masters and joint doctorates, and almost I think 80% of these students has been the members of Emrah, because when you get the Erasmus Mundus scholarship, you get an invitation, and then you can be a member of this student and alumni association. And our members are in more than 170 countries worldwide, and each year we organize more than 100 events in different parts of the world. There can be some online events like webinars, which are not in these numbers, but these events that I write on the slides are the face-to-face events, sometimes co-organized with other organizations. The purpose of Erasmus Mundus Association, of course, to help the students and alumni, and also help for the prospective students, like I guess many of you who wants to apply for this scholarship. They can get in touch with us, and we try to help them as well, because it is a very nice and very interesting program that you can really enjoy. For example, you see now a picture from Erasmus Plus kickoff event from 2015, from this year. These are the active people that they attended these events. All of them has benefited from Erasmus Mundus scholarship once, and then they become active in the alumni association, so-called Emrah. And also we have the new steering committee elected 2 months ago. You see 7 people there. We have president, vice president. We have 4 service team coordinators, and we have 1 chapters coordinator. You can find all the information in the internet, so I will not spend so much time on this. So going back to my Erasmus Mundus experience, I am from Turkey. I get my bachelor degree in mechanical engineering from 2005 to 2009 from Turkey. Then during that time, actually, I benefited from Erasmus exchange program, which is so-called regular Erasmus program, and also from Erasmus internship, both in Germany. And then that time in 2009, I applied for Erasmus Mundus joint master program. I was lucky and fortunate enough to get the scholarship to study Erasmus Mundus master. I think you see in the picture now, between Germany and Spain. It was about computational mechanics, and I got a scholarship from the European Commission for 24 months, €1, 1,000 euro per month. During these 2 years, I spent 1 semester in Barcelona and 3 semesters in Stuttgart in Germany, and I got a double degree in the end. It was a very good experience. I have been able to make friends from all over the world, also local people from Spain and Germany, and the conditions was really good, and I really had a very good experience. That is why I applied for another Erasmus Mundus joint program, this time for Erasmus Mundus joint doctorate program, or in other words, Erasmus Mundus PhD program. And actually, I just finished this program 1 week ago. Successfully, I defended my thesis in both Stockholm in Sweden and Madrid in Spain. So now I'm looking for my next experience. So now we have almost, we spent almost 10 minutes for the first part, and now we can focus more on the maybe most interesting part for you, how you can apply for Erasmus Mundus program, where you can find the information, and what is my tips for the future applicants. So the good news is that all the information is available online. So nothing is hidden. Just go to Google, and you can even write Erasmus Mundus program, and you will end up with this link. I just share this link as well. Actually, you don't have to copy this link. If you write Erasmus Mundus Scholarship in Google research search tool, you will end up with this link as well. You can just try it now. Or if you want, I can try to share my screen. Let's see if it works. Screenshot. Okay, let's better not to do it now. So if you want to look for it, just Google it, Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, and you will find. For example, in this slide, I just take a snapshot where you can see on the left side Action 1 programs. The snapshot is not so good, but if you go to a website now on your own, let me copy this link to the chat, so you can also look at it at the same time with me. Okay, I have the link now. I will copy it to you, so you can just okay. So do you see the link now in the chat? You can just click on the link. Yes, great. So if you go to website, I also go to website now. This is a very good information that you can have a very good overview. It starts at saying that, okay, Erasmus Mundus program ended in 2013, but it still continue if you read the continue of it. And then they distinguish between Action 1 on the left side and Action 2 on the right side. And you can find all the information, who can apply. You can even make some filters. I think you see that on the top there is like check the Erasmus Mundus courses and partnerships. You can even choose the country that you're coming from, and you can see which Action 2 programs you can apply or not. But today we will focus on Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees, which is action 1. Sorry. So what now I will give you another link. Also, you can find the link from the same. If you click on the masters in the same link, you should have ended up in this link that I will send you. So again, look at the chat. You will see this link about catalog. Everybody sees the link on the chat? Yes, okay, perfect. Just click on the link and then you will end up with an amazing list of Erasmus Mundus Joint Master programs. It is so-called Erasmus Mundus Joint Master's Degrees Catalog. So you can find all the running Erasmus Mundus Joint Doctorate programs. For example, what you can do, you can filter by category. Imagine you're interested in social sciences, business and law. And then you see some programs there, and let's imagine you want to apply, and then in each master program you will see so-called course website, and imagine that I want to apply for Erasmus Mundus program in system dynamics, and I click on the website. Okay, now I get the new link. So this is I just want to give you one example how a website looks like, and I choose this one. If you look again to the chat, I send you a new link. I get this link from that catalog. So what you have to do, you go to the catalog, you choose the program that you're interested, and you click the course website that you want to apply. So did you click on the new link that I sent you on the chat? Can somebody write something? Yeah, perfect. So if you click on this, I think this is one of the good examples. It says that European Master in System Dynamics. What you see that there is some information, students, professionals, scholars, partners, contact on the left side. If I go to imagine you want to know application procedure. If you click on that, for example, I ended up in this link, and then every information that you can find is there. It says, for example, okay, you need your CV. If you again look at the chat, I send you a new link, and it says about the deadlines. For example, it says that the deadline for okay, for this course is a very good example. I think the deadline has passed. Usually the deadlines are between December and February, but in many of them the deadlines are not passed. So that's a very good example, because if you miss the deadline, you can just apply for it. I think more or less you understand how to find the information. There are more than 100 programs that you can find. Just look at these programs from the catalog, try to choose which one you want to apply. You know that I think you can apply up to 3 programs, and all the instructions are written in their websites. If you go back to my presentation, if you look at my slide now, I also give another example there. I say that imagine that you want to apply for European Master in Tourism Management. You should find its website and follow the instructions for the application there. In that case, the deadline has not passed. You are lucky, and actually you have a lot of time. You have time until February 15 of 2016 for non-European students, and you have more time for other online application for other students. As you see in this slide, you can also find the link of this program on the same catalog. What you see is that all the information is there. What is the admission criteria? What is the fees? What is the scholarships? What is deadlines, required documents, and so on. So again, I hope you all look at my slide now. It is very important to know that application is always done through the Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree website. So the only thing you have to follow, what is written in the website of the program that you want to apply. But usually you can ask, okay, what kind of documents you usually need? I can give some examples. Although the application is online, there are some typical application documents they usually ask for you to send electronically through the application form. Depends on the different Erasmus Mundus Joint Master degrees. Usually, the first one, you should have an application form completely filled. And usually they ask for some official letters of recommendation. You can get these letters from your, for example, your supervisor in your bachelor thesis, or if you have some work experience, you can ask also for your supervisor in the company that you work for. The third one, they usually ask for electronic versions of your higher education academic records. For example, where did you get your degree? It can be your graduate certificate. They usually ask also for your which courses you take, what was your grades, and so on. And the fourth thing, you should have a nice CV, curriculum vitae, and also they ask if it is, for example, especially if it is like a joint doctorate. They can also ask for some academic applications if you have any in this curriculum vitae. And usually they also ask the fifth one, motivation letter, like they call it also statement of purpose. You have to explain why do you apply for this program, what is the purpose, why this program is matches with your profile. And also, as many of the programs are in English, as many of the programs are in English, they also need to ask usually for the proof of English. Thank you. Proof of English or English proficiency. Thank you, guys. Okay, so now what are my tips? I don't have many tips actually. Maybe the tips I want to say are very clear for most of you, or maybe not. But the thing is that many people forget that they should read the website very carefully, because each Erasmus Mundus Joint Mundus degree program has a different website, as you see at these two examples today. One was from the System Dynamics program, the other was from the Tourism Management. They can meet different requirements. They can have different deadlines, as we saw. For example, deadline was in December 1st. In the other, the deadline was in February. So what you have to do, but sometimes I think some people overlook, you should read the website very carefully. All the information about the scholarship, deadlines, needed documents, the content of the course are very, very clearly presented in the websites. And of course, you have to prepare your documents on time and apply before the deadline. Don't wait for the last night or last week. Try to prepare all your documents in advance. Try to apply even in advance, 10 days before, 1 week before the deadline. This is very critical. Because what happens in many cases, some applicants for the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, they don't read the website carefully. They apply with a missing document, and then they are rejected. So if you miss one document in your application online, imagine you forget to send your cover essay, and you can be sure that this Erasmus Mundus program receives so many applicants, they can reject you. If you are lucky, in some few cases, they can get back to you. They can say, okay, this document is missing. Can you send this as well? But it is not the case all the time. To my knowledge, in many cases, they look at all the applicants. Imagine they receive 800 applicants, and they have to choose 10 people. What they first do, they look at these 800 people, and they just reject or they just filter all the people who miss the deadline or who miss some documents in their applicants. So just be very careful about what's written in the website. Okay, the second tip, what I saw from many people, they usually are kind of afraid or nervous to contact with the administrator of the program. Actually, each Erasmus Mundus joint master degrees, they have a consortium and they have at least one administrator, and these administrators, they are ready to help for you. If you need some help, just look for the email about the administrator of the program in the specific website that you want to, the specific website of the program that you want to apply for. But just write this email on a timely manner. Don't write them in an email just 1 day ago or 2 days ago. If you have some questions or if you have problems, imagine your English proficiency proof is not coming on time, but you still want to apply, just write them an email, tell them, okay, I have all my documents ready, but my English proficiency proof is coming imagine 2 weeks after the deadline. If you write them in a timely manner, I'm sure they will try to help you. But when you write some questions to these people who are the administrators or sometimes course coordinators of these programs, you should be sure that, and you should show in your email that you have read the website beforehand. Don't ask something which is already written in the website, and try to be precise and short and write your emails on a very timely manner, usually like at least 2-3 weeks before the deadline. The sooner the better. And my last tip, of course I have much more tips, but I will need more time for questions and answer. So my last tip, the thing is that of course Erasmus Mundus Joint Master programs are really good programs. You can really enjoy them, but you have to make a choice. You cannot apply for all the programs, and sometimes it is really good that you contact with the students and alumni of these programs in advance. Why? Because it's better to understand the quality, the structure, and the content of the program. When you understand the quality, structure, and the content of the program, you can write a better motivation letter, and you can also ask specific questions about the program if you don't understand it from website. And I am sure these students and alumni, they will try to help you when you have questions. I know from my friends, it's the same case with me. When we receive questions from the future applicants, we try to answer them as long as they write nice emails, meaning that they know something about what they want to do, but they want to know more, not just an email that very short email. Oh, I want to apply this program. Can you explain me? If I receive such an email, I will not answer it because I don't see the point of the question. But if I see a question more specific, if I see a person that they really want to apply and they know something, but they want to know more, it is more likely that I will reply them. So be careful when you write emails to these students and alumni. Try to be precise and short. Show that you know something about the website. And also, another reason to contact the students and alumni of the Erasmus Mundus degrees before you apply, also to see if these programs really match with your expectations. Of course, you have some information in the website, you read it very carefully, but it's a very big decision because you leave your country and sometimes you come with your partners, maybe you have kids and you come with your kids to these programs, and you should make it sure that your expectations from the program are really realistic. That is why it's good that you contact with the students who already started the program or with the alumni who graduated from these programs in order to see if the program is really what you expect from. Okay, I think we are on time. Okay, I see the Sona is writing questions. So we have almost 30 minutes for the questions, and I will try to answer as quick as possible. Just try to write your questions on the chat, and I will answer them through the webinar. Also, if there are other people, just write your questions without order. I can try to answer it. Or is there anything? I also see that there are lots of Erasmus Mundus students there, like Selçuk. So if you have recommendations, you can just write it, so I can just elaborate on them. Okay, the first question, what should I do if I am applying for the second time to the same program? Okay, now a lot of questions are coming. First of all, yes, you can apply. Mohammed, thank you for the question. You can apply for the same program. Maybe you can try to contact maybe with the administrator of the program, asking about what was the reason that you couldn't get elected in the first time. That can be a good approach. And also you can try to improve your CV and your motivation letter, because it doesn't mean that if you are not elected in the first time, you have a better chance in the second time, because your chance also depends on how many people apply for the program each year. And also, usually, to my knowledge, there are some limitations. For example, they cannot select more than 2 people from the same country. Maybe in the second year, there will be less people applying from your country, and you have a bigger chance. But one way of doing it, you can just try to contact with the administrator, also with the students and alumni, ask about their opinion, what was missing in your application, what you can do more. Another question from John Mark Batabat. May I know if transfer credentials can be a substitute of TOR? I think TOR is a transcript of records. Well, these are very specific questions. I think you should ask this question to the program that you want to apply for. Just look for the contact email that you want to apply it. As I explained before, then just try to write this question there. Okay, Joanna Misalovic, she asked a very good question. How to find and contact students and alumni who have finished an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degrees. Now I will send you a link from our website that, let me find the link, program representatives. Okay. So there are two sources for that. The first source is that you can find the program representatives of many Erasmus Mundus programs in this link that I am sending now. So this is from our website. There's one option, Joanna. The second option is that you can find maybe the students from the individual websites that you want to apply. If there's no information there, you can even ask the administrator of the program, saying that okay, you want to apply, but you want to talk with one of the students. Maybe they can provide you some information, giving you some students' names. They usually do it. I have an experience about that. When I was applying for a program, I asked that, oh, can you send me the emails of the students? So I want to ask some questions, and they give me one contact name. So there are two options. Look at the link I have sent you. There are their contact names. If it is not enough, just write to the administrator of the Erasmus Mundus program that you want to apply. Another question from Walter Terrazas. What tips can I give you about how to write a good cover letter? The thing is that when the professors or the administrators, when they read your cover letter, they don't spend so much time. Maybe they have to decide in 1 minute or 2 minutes. It means that you should be very specific. You should show that this letter is written for that program. You cannot just send a very generic one. You should show that your cover letter is designed and written for this specific program. For example, if it is about industrial management, you should say something about why your profile is related to industrial management and why you want to apply for this program. You don't have to be very long. Try to highlight the points that you want to show. As I said, depending on so if you apply for 3 programs, you cannot send the same cover letter to each program. You should write tailor-made cover letter for each. But again, don't be too long. Try to be specific and highlight your skills. And another tip, don't repeat your CV, because they will see your CV. They know which university you are coming from. They know a lot of things from your CV. Of course, you can repeat a couple of things if you think that they are really important. For example, if you have a very successful case, you can write both in your CV and also in your cover letter. But the rest of the things you don't have to repeat in your cover letter, like, oh, I am this guy, I have the bachelor degree from here, master degree from here. You don't have to write these kind of things because this information is in your CV. Just try to be short and precise. Show that you put some efforts to write a cover letter, especially for that program. Another question from Gleize Joy. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. How often the list of the programs are updated? What month usually the list of the programs are updated in the website? Okay, this is a very good question. First of all, the first part of the question, they're updated once a year, and I think they're usually updated around July to September, but I'm not sure about that. So try to look at it quite often, because each year the programs are changing, also the regulations are changing. But it's good that you look at them every 3 months or at least. But as I said, for the application period, the application deadlines are usually between November and January, sometimes February. Okay, there's one question. Can you go back to the slide, how to apply? I can go back. How to apply? Yeah, there are many of them. Okay, let's put this one. I think this is the most important one, the catalog. Okay, one question from Vakas Safras. There is no psychology master program there. May I ask why? I think maybe there is no psychology master program exactly, but be careful about that. Maybe there are some other programs. They use other names, but they can be related to psychology. For example, I know that there is a program about industrial management. Maybe they are interested in people who studied psychology. The thing is that European Commission doesn't define the topics, but the universities who apply for the funding, they come with an idea. So the programs that you see there, they depend on the universities. So that means that you cannot find all the programs that you want to study. But the thing is that many programs are quite flexible. Try to look for similar programs that you can apply. So maybe you can find something very interesting for you. From a question from Shirin Mustafina, can I send overdue IELTS test score if I haven't got the result yet? It's a very important question. but again, I cannot say anything about it. Just write to the contact point in the Erasmus Mundus joint master degree that you want to apply and ask this question to them. I think case by cases they can make some exceptions, depends on the program, but there is nothing I can guarantee about that. Okay, there's another question about the motivation letter from Daisy Pisano. He or she says that I would like to share some tips. I would like you to share some tips for the motivation letter. It should be short, long, etc. This is again my personal opinion, because I also evaluated some cover letters for different purposes when I now working in university, not for Erasmus Mundus programs, but for some other things. So in my case, when I read motivational letters, I am quite quick. I just go through it and I want to see the point. What is the different with this candidate? I don't want. It's not so necessary to write all about your story. What did you do in your high school? What did you do in your master program? Bachelor program. Don't write like a life story there, but try to pick a couple of things that you want to highlight and you want me to make remember your cover letter. For example, you can choose 3-4 things that are very important. Imagine you were maybe the second best in your class, and you can write about it, why you were the second best, and so on. The second thing, it can be about you were maybe doing some voluntary work, and you can explain that why this voluntary work was very important and how it improved your social skills. Because it's very important that you also write about your social skills, your intercultural experiences. So just try to be short, in my opinion, and highlight some points that you think they are relevant for that program. Can one apply for a second master's degree if have already done one from one home country? This question is from Adil Farouk. Adil, if you have done Erasmus Mundus Joint Master, you cannot do another Erasmus Mundus Joint Master. But if you have done another regular master, for example, in Italy or wherever in Europe, you can apply for Erasmus Mundus Joint Masters. But in that sense, probably they will count you in the category of European Union students. That means that your scholarship will be different. But again, if it is an Erasmus Mundus Joint degree, you cannot apply for another one. But if it is not an Erasmus Mundus Joint degree, just another another master degree, you can apply a European in Europe for Erasmus Mundus Joint degree programs. Okay. Another question for Yasin Amalo. I will apply. So I'm reading what she writes. I think she is. I will apply for an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master degree in Industrial Management, and it is required that I have a bachelor degree. But in my country, we have different system of grading and diplomas. However, I am in my 5th year in higher education. Can I apply? First of all, the first thing is that you don't have to graduate from your bachelor degree when you apply. For example, if you expect that you will graduate from your bachelor degree or whatsoever, maybe they call it different in your country, in July, you can still apply for it, but you have to give a letter from your university telling that, okay, Yasin Amalo, she or he is a student in our university and we expect that she will graduate on time in July or in August or September. So you can apply with such document. But going back to your question, if your diploma is not called as bachelor, but I see that it's a 5-year program, maybe it is better you write to the contact point or so-called course administrator for the program that you want to apply, because I think they already have experience from the previous years of such. So I think they know the answers much better than me, so they can tell you if it is okay or not. So just write them an email as soon as possible. So there is another question from Dorothy Sandefur. How important are student leadership experiences when applying for the program? In my opinion, it is very important because a lot of applicants already have very nice CVs. They have good degrees, good grades, but not many of them has leadership skills. And in many programs, they look for people who have extracurricular activities. It can be like some leadership experiences. Imagine that you go for a voluntary camp and you were a leader in this camp. Actually, that makes a big difference when you apply for programs. But be sure that you highlight it in your motivation letter and also in your CV. So it is quite important, but again, it depends on program to program. Maybe in like social sciences programs, it can be much more important, or in programs related to management, or it can be much more important, but maybe in another program, it shouldn't be that important. But the answer is yes, it's very important that you have come with some different experiences, such as leadership skills. So the question of Sona Vardanyan, what is the difference between joint and multiple degree? The first question. That's a very good question. Again, one of the other good questions that we hear today. Joint degree means that you get one degree, and in this degree it says that okay, this student get a joint degree from these three universities. In the end, you only have one document showing that your degree. In the multiple degree, you have 2 or 3 documents. For example, you have one degree from University A, another degree from University B. In practice, there's not much difference. If you apply for a job, if you apply for a doctorate, in the end, even your degree is multiple or joint, you have done in the end the same program. The idea that European Commission wants, they want that the Erasmus Mundus programs issue joint degrees, just only one document that everything is written there. But in some specific cases, in some countries, it's very hard to manage to make the degrees joint. So they prefer to send it separately, what we call as multiple degrees. So it is just about the document. In the end, you have this same experience and same program. Second question. Second question from Sona. Is it an academic weaknesses if I have master equivalent degree but there are no ECTS credits in my diploma? I think it is not a weaknesses, but I think from wherever you come, maybe it's not. I think it's not a weaknesses, but usually I think in many countries you try to transfer your credits into the ECTS credits. For those you don't know what ECTS is European Credit Transfer System. But again, all these programs, they accept students from all over the countries, from Asian countries, African countries, American countries, any countries you can imagine in all continents. So they have students from all countries. So I think there is no weaknesses if you apply from a program or that is issued by another country where there are no ECTS credits. There shouldn't be any weaknesses about that. The third question from Sonia, can I do European voluntary, I think yes, European volunteering, EVS volunteering in Europe before doing my EMJMD? Yes, you can do it, but if you do it more than 1 year, you can lose the chance. For example, because there are when it comes to the scholarships, there are like non-European scholarships and European scholarships. For non-European scholarships is much higher for the European ones. And if you want to benefit from this non-European scholarship, you cannot leave the country. You cannot live in the country that you are applying for more than 1 year in the last, I think, 3 or 5 years. You can look for details in the website. That can be the only consequence, but you can do both volunteering job and also Erasmus Mundus joint master degree, one after each other. So now the question from Diana Alpias Beyava. For how many EMJMDs we can apply? Maximum you can apply up to 3. I think this is a very important question. So you can apply for 3 programs at the same time, so each year. So choose the best 3 programs that you can apply. I think this information is also available in the websites. Okay. Another question from Walter Terrasas. He asked about the housing. Do you have to find some floor by yourself in each country the students will study? This is a very tricky question. Depending on the country you go, for example, I can explain my story. I was in Barcelona in Spain for 1 semester. That time, in that university, they didn't find any accommodation for us, and I have to find the accommodation myself. So what I did do, I went to Barcelona. I stay in a hostel, and during that time, I look for accommodation. But of course, the university gave me some tips and some recommendations. Where can I get the connections and so on. But another example, when I was in Germany for 3 semesters, before I went to Germany, they offered me a room in a dormitory before I going there. Imagine. So imagine I go in February and I get an offer from the university. I think 1 or 2 months in advance. They told me they have an offer for me. This is the price. This is the pictures. This is the location, and this is the conditions. And if I want, I can say yes or no. And I said yes because I heard already about that these rooms was a good option for me. So I get my room for my accommodation almost 2 months in advance before going to Germany. It means that it depends on country to country. Depending on the country you go, depending on the university you go, you can have different opportunities about the housing. Yeah. Another question from Vladimir Georgievsky. Will this webinar be on YouTube? Cause I missed 20 minutes from it. Yes, we will put this onto YouTube as well, but I think it will take some couple of days until we put on YouTube. So there is one recommendation from Selçuk Şahin. He says that in reality the acceptation rate is more than 5%. Because there are some really bad applications, and many Erasmus Mundus courses provides additional scholarships as well, also from companies. So I think it's a very good tip. So what he says is your chance is more than 5%. I think it's a very good point. Actually, when I get my Erasmus Mundus master scholarship, I had a very interesting story. I applied for the program with a missing document, so don't do that. It was a very bad example. And then I got a rejection. But after 2 months, they told me that, oh, okay, they are missing some applicants and they want to reconsider my application. And then they asked me to send the missing documents. And then I just send my missing documents to them. And then in the end, I get the scholarship. So it means that it's not always very hard to get the scholarship. Just apply for it. And it's not always very tough as 5%, because I think Selçuk made a very good point that sometimes some applicants are really bad, and then they filter these bad applicants in the first hand. Okay, another question, again about the motivation letter from Delgado Rocio. She says that, in your opinion, what makes a great motivation letter? I think maybe you should think about, maybe you should imagine that you are the one who reads the motivation letter. If you put yourself in the shoes of the people who read the motivation letters, you can have a better understanding. What makes a motivation letter great is it should be different from other motivation letters. So don't just copy paste from those samples that you find in internet. And it is very important that somebody proofread your English, because if you have some grammatical mistakes, that could be very disturbing, because you are applying for a program which is going to be in English, and if your English is really poor in your motivation letter, that can give a very bad impression as well. And again, as I said before, try to be not so long, try to be short as much as possible, and you can try to highlight the parts that they are really important. And you should think about what makes you different. Maybe you have done a volunteer work, maybe you have a long job experience. Try to differentiate yourself from other people. So that means that you should write a cover letter based on your experience, what makes you different. And also you should try to match your profile for the program that you're applying for. If you're applying for a program in mathematics, you cannot mention about the things that you did in, I don't know, in chemistry or physics. So try to match your experiences with the program that you're applying for. We are going to the end. From now on, please don't ask any more questions, because I'm not able to answer. So just a second. Wow, lots of questions. So, okay. The last question I will answer will be the Ahsan question, Ahsan Vakas. So if you ask any question after that, I will not answer. So that means that I will spend some more time to go until the question of Ahsan Vakas. Okay, now I'm going back to the question list where I was. Okay. Okay, now I found where I was before. Vladimir Georgievsky asked about how many priority is given to the grades and how much on the professional experience and the reference letters. Please tell us what is the priority. I think in many programs they write about what is important, but I think more or less they are in same in many programs, but it can change. So try to look at the website. Sometimes they write about which is much important. For example, in my program I applied twice, not twice. In my programs, in my master and joint doctorate, I remember from joint doctorate they were writing about the academic experience was about, I think, 20-25%. Academic experience means that your grades, the university that you applied from, the university that you graduated from in your bachelor or your master. And I think there was like 20-25% for your professional experience as well. And I think there was some allocation for reference letters. So the thing is that all of them are really important. But the thing is that you don't have to worry so much about these things. I understand it's very important to know. To try to make everything as good as possible, just send your application. Then it is their responsibility to choose the best candidates. But to my knowledge, all of them are equally important. So if you don't have good grades, don't get worried. I know, for example, a Turkish guy, he was very average in his grade, in terms of grades, but he had, I think, some international experience and also job experience, and he got a very good Erasmus Mundus Scholarship in one of the programs in Germany and in Netherlands. So just apply for the programs. Don't if you think that you have some weaknesses, don't worry about them. Can I apply to two Erasmus programs at the same university? A question from Muhammad Tahir Matik. Yes, you can apply for two Erasmus Mundus programs at the same university. You can apply up to three in total. It doesn't matter if they are in same or different universities. Another question from Jovana Misalovic. Does Erasmus Mundus Joint Master Degree Scholarship cover housing and food in every country, or we have to pay with 1,000 euro we get? Answer is you have to pay it with the 1,000 euro you get. I know some countries are quite expensive, some others are not. But actually, those countries are quite expensive. They offer usually very cheap accommodation. For example, in Sweden, you can think that it's a very expensive country. Yes, it is. But they offer, I think, the cheapest, one of the cheapest I have seen. And they offer this accommodation before you come here. So, in general, I saw that this 1,000 euro is more or less enough for your expenses, for your housing and food and so on. Now a recommendation and comment from Dinka. Dinka Smailagic. Dinka is one of the organizers of this this Emma webinar. She also has a Erasmus Mundus Master and she's doing a PhD now. So thank you so much, Dinka, for helping for this webinar opportunity. And she is very active also in Emma. So she made a comment about she's saying that, is that law that not being able to do second Erasmus Mundus Master? My colleague is now doing second Erasmus Mundus Master. However, first time he didn't have scholarship and now he has. That's a very good point. I think maybe that means that you cannot get twice Erasmus Mundus scholarship. Because the thing is that, for example, now I have an Erasmus Mundus Joint Master degree, I have Erasmus Mundus Joint Doctorate. If I want to pay the scholarship, I can do Erasmus Mundus joint degree, but I cannot have a scholarship. But it will cost me a lot of money. So I think it makes sense. So that to be more precise, you cannot get the scholarship two times, but you can have the experience if you want to pay from your pocket more than one. A question from Glais Joy. Does Erasmus has network with big companies for employment recommendation of their alumni? So the first thing is that Erasmus Mundus is different than other kind of Erasmus exchanges. And in Erasmus Mundus program, you already meet a lot of brilliant people in your program. So that becomes your network. And also in each program, they have different kind of networks for companies that you can get benefit of. But it depends from program to program. Some Erasmus Mundus joint master programs have a better network with companies, some others not. And besides these 2 points, there's a third point that I can mention. You can be a member of, if you get the scholarship, only if you get a scholarship, if you get Erasmus Mundus, if you get this is a little bit tricky because there are also some Erasmus Mundus joint master students without scholarship. So you don't have to have a scholarship to become a member of Erasmus Mundus Association. So if you are a student of Erasmus Mundus joint degree program, or if you're alumni, you can become a member of our association, EMA, Erasmus Mundus Association. And we also have some connections, but which is growing nowadays. So maybe you can benefit from them as well. Another question from Shirin Mustafina. Can you advise some other scholarship programs for non-EU students? Let me think about that. Usually, actually what you can do, even for the Erasmus Mundus If you go to websites of this Erasmus Mundus Joint Master degree programs, they have some information about that, because usually there are some people that get the scholarship, and they also have some recommendations for those who don't get the scholarship, and they make some recommendations. But I cannot give you some clear ideas now, because I don't remember right now. But if you're thinking about some PhDs, I can give you some good advice about it. It is called Marie Curie Scholarship. Curie, how is it written? I'm writing it now, so let me see. I will send it in the chat so you can Google it afterwards. Marie Curie. Okay, I found the information. If you Google it for Marie Curie Actions in Google, you will find information about these scholarships, but they are in the research level for PhDs and so on. A question from Diana Alpiasbayeva. Can we apply to KNMI one time and EMJD 3 times? I don't know what KNMI is. If it is a part of Erasmus Mundus Joint Master degrees, no. If it is not, you can apply, I think. But just to be sure, maybe it's just better write to the contact point that you want to apply for. A question from Milianto. I have no contact with my lecturer. Can I ask my employer to give recommendation letter instead? Will it affect the selection scoring? I think it will not affect much. Again, it depends on the master program you want to apply, Milianto, because some master programs are more oriented to academic focus. Some others are more industry focused. So there is no problem. You can apply with a recommendation letter from your employers. But it will be good to actually have a good mix of one letter from the employer and another letter from the your lecturer, one of the lecturers. So the thing is that if you don't have a contact with your supervisor, try to contact someone else from that department who can remember you. Or what you can do, if you have some colleagues from your program who graduated and who are doing some PhDs or who become professors, you can even write them, tell them, okay, if they know you good enough, they can also write a recommendation letter for you, because it's always good to have, I think, both kind of letters, one academic, the other letter from industry, from your employer. Another question, I think we have from Dorothy Sandefur. Can we do internships in summer vacation during the Erasmus Mundus Master Scholarship? This is a very particular question, Dorothy. Actually, in some Erasmus Mundus Masters, there is some obligatory internships that you have to do. So please keep in mind. In some others, there are no. If you have some vacation, maybe you can do some internships, but usually when you have a scholarship from Erasmus Mundus, you should read your study agreement. Usually it says that during this scholarship you cannot do anything full-time else. You can do some voluntary work. So if your internship is voluntary, you can do it. But if it is like paid internships, I'm afraid that you cannot do it. But again, this is a very particular question. Depends also on the master program that you want to apply for. But in usual cases, they will not allow you to internship paid, as long as there is no obligatory one. Again, there are many Erasmus Mundus Joint Doctorates. They allow you to. They not only allow you, but also they oblige you to do an internship. A question from Carmela Sagoritalo. What is the prospect for Emma scholarship in the field of humanities? In the catalog that you see in the slide now, you see there is a filter by category, and actually there is a category called humanities. Just choose this category and look how many programs there are there in the program. There are, I think, quite many. Okay, there are so many questions still until the last one I told. Okay, I will now be more quicker because it is very hard to talk so long. I'm getting very tired and my voice is, I'm losing the voice. So a question from Shirin Mustafina. Is it necessary to submit such documents as some certificates from social activities, or we should just follow only the documents that are written? If you have some certificates, just attach them to your application, or in some cases you don't have to certificate because in many European countries they don't necessarily ask for certifications. If you have done social activities, they believe you did it. They think that you didn't lie in your motivation letter. But yeah, if you have some letters proving that, just attach them. Ankur Bora, my age is 36 and I have vast experience in my field. Is my age and as mature student, will it be a great problem to convince my colleague that I will remain student and have no other immigration agenda? I have been trying to study masters in abroad since long. Ankur, that's a good, interesting point that you raised. I can say that in my master program and also in my PhD, there were people over 35 years old, so it's not a problem at all. As long as you write why you are interested in doing a master program in your motivation letter clearly, they can even enjoy the fact that you have experience, because usually in some programs they look for people with some job experience. So I think it is not a problem. Just apply and just highlight that you don't have to tell your age actually, but you can tell that you have like 10 years of experience in industry, which is actually amazing, and it can create your it can create a great opportunity for you, because I have seen many people. They are 35 years old, they're 40 years old, they're 45 years old. There's no problem about that. Another question from Carmela. Okay, I think we have like 4 or 5 left until Ahsan. Carmela Sagitalo. Oh, I think it's the same question. What is the prospect for Emrah scholarships? First of all, it's the Erasmus Mundus Scholarship, not Emrah, in the field of humanities. I had the sense that funding for this field is limited compared to other fields. Would you say that there is any truth to that? Okay, I can have a look at it now for you. Let's go to the catalog so I can give you some concrete answers. So there is like filter by category, and I go to humanities and arts. Okay, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, okay, almost 20 programs. So there are at least 20 programs from humanities that you can apply for. I think it's quite a top number. And also be careful. Maybe there are some programs that you can apply as well in social sciences. If I click on the social sciences field, I see also 2025. So if you look all these programs, I think you will find a lot of programs related to humanities. But I think to my observation, there is more or less a balance between humanities and other sciences. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. You also make the correction, Karimale. You meant Erasmus Plus, not Emrah. Okay. Last 3 questions, and then yeah, I will also make the comment that Maria did. The question from Hamnah Jafri. Will we sign a bond with the Erasmus people stating that we are supposed to return back to our country after completing Erasmus master programs? Or can we apply for further studies or find any job in any European country? That's a very important question, and it was very important for me as well. Actually, in my case, when I get my Erasmus Mundus Master Scholarship for coming Europe, I also had the opportunity to go to US with Fulbright. But because of my country agreement between Turkey and Fulbright, it is a very specific case, okay? It's just about Turkey. I was supposed to go back to my country after my degree. But in Erasmus Mundus Joint Doctorate, there is no such a bond. You can do Erasmus Mundus program. You can stay here if you have a purpose to stay. For example, in Germany, after my Erasmus Mundus Joint master degree, Germany has offered me 1 year extension of my visa just to let me find work in Germany. Especially if you have a degree, if you have a work, if you can find a job or if you find a PhD, it's very easy to get extension of your residence permit. So the answer to your question, Hamna, there is no such a bond. You can stay as long as you have a reason to stay in Europe. And I mean, you also, with this reason, automatically usually get a extension of your visa. A question from Gabriel Solis. For my particular master, I have to respond the question. Why should you be an Erasmus Mundus Scholarship beneficiary? Is that another kind of letter, like the letter of motivation, or is the kind of freestyle question? I don't know if it is I don't know. I think probably this question is appear in your application form. So be careful that how much space you have, because usually they indicate how much you can write for such questions. But I think this question is a little bit tricky. It is better you write to the contact point that what they mean with that question, because the question is more about scholarship, not about the program itself. So I think it is not really related to motivation letter at all. But just to be on the safe side, write an email to the program coordinator or the administrator and make it clear. Okay, the last question from Ahsan Rakas for today. I know there are some other questions, but let's talk about it after this question. So Ahsan Rakas asked about what was my profile when I get applied. Again, I think it's not very representative. My profile was that I was the first in my class. I had some patents. I have some international experience. But I also have some friends. They get admitted. They were not in the first in the class. They were average, but they have other skills, maybe social skills or social experiences. They also get the scholarship. So don't think that the GPA affects so much. Experience affects as well. English level affects as well. My TOEFL score was, for example, 92. Actually, they asked for 100. And I wrote them an email, okay, I couldn't get 100 in TOEFL. I get on 92, can I apply? They told me, okay, just send your application and we will think about that. In the end, I get the scholarship. So it doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. There can be some always some room for improvement, yeah, but just apply for them. Okay, now I see the comment of Maria Cook Rawa. Actually, Maria is a member of the steering committee. I think I showed the picture in the beginning. Just let me go back. And actually, she's the one of the idea behind these webinars as well. You see her on the left side on the picture, steering committee picture. And she says that she gives a very good trick that, okay, you can ask all these questions on the Facebook page of Emma or on the Facebook page of this event. We will try to answer them all. Actually, there are very nice tips coming from the Facebook page since a long time. I think many of you are familiar with them. There are many other tips that communication teams organized. Okay, there's a link here. So if you click on the link, let me see if the link works. Yes, it works perfectly. You can write it there. And also there's another link for the questions. So, okay, good that nobody asked any more questions. So let me see if there's something very urgent. Thank you guys also. Oh, Maria, thank you so much. Guys, Maria sent the link for the merit reactions. for the research. They are really good. You should try to look at them. I just read the comments now. If see if everything's okay. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. It was very nice to see your questions. I think most of the questions were really good and to the point. And as I said, just apply for the programs. I had a very good experience myself, and I hope you will get a similar experience as well. And also, as Maria gives the links in the chat, try to write the questions in the Facebook page as well. We will try to help you. And also, Dinka sends you now one link that where there are some more tips. Let me click the link. Yes, that works also perfectly. So have a nice evening or afternoon or night. I don't know where you are based now. So have a nice Friday or Thursday, and I wish you best of luck in your applications. And goodbye, everyone.